Hello, you've caught me reminiscing about all the times I've been a jerk to Dave.
There was that time I made him eat some paper. There was the time I made him wear this stuff.
I think it works for you, Dave.
There was the time we gaffer taped him into a chair and made him play PT.
It's against my human rights. It's against my human rights, guys.
Ah, those were the days, weren't they, Dave?
Yes, Rob.
Yes, and that's got me thinking about other times I've been a jerk, not just to Dave, but to people I've met online, to hapless wildlife, to NPCs who can't react because they're sealed forever in a torturous vacuum of scripted annoyance.
What are you doing?
Here are 7 times we've been a total jerk in video games, and aren't even sorry.
Let's get this first one out the way because admittedly it's quite disturbing, and if I put it at the end just before the subscriber card, we'll hemorrhage fans faster than One Direction after Zayn left. This is something I always liked doing in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on PS2, but then was able to upgrade my in-game jerkery when GTA 5 introduced selfies. So what I'd do was get in a taxi, go and pick up a fare, listen to where they wanted to go, and then I'd flip a coin. If it was heads, I'd take them to their destination. If it was tails, however, I'd take them on a different kind of journey.
I'd drive all over Los Santos, screaming past the area where they wanted to go, and up into the hills, and further up into the hills, and further until it got nice and quiet and remote.
Somewhere with no witnesses, where I could take a lovely photo with my fare and then, casually bludgeon them to death with whatever melee weapon I had to hand. And then I might take a selfie afterwards too.
If, in the future, when I lose my job and set up a taxi company called 50/50 Cabs, don't book me.
Being a jerk in games doesn't always mean outlandish violence, however. Sometimes it can mean just being really, really, really annoying to other people in online games. Take one of my favourite pastimes, for example. In Destiny, when I've done the daily and the weekly and am too depressed with my 0.3 KD ratio to attempt any more Crucible, I like to attach myself to a random person in the tower and follow them around everywhere. Whenever they stop, I like to get all up in their faces and dance or jump or toggle crouch, anything to make them nice and annoyed.
This habit of griefing other players isn't unique to me either. I asked Twitter what jerk-like things everyone likes doing in video games, and the responses were as amazing as they were numerous.
Seems like lots of you enjoy standing in doorways and blocking everyone, deliberately sabotaging your own team. Infuriating when you're on the receiving end, hilarious when you're the one being the jerk. Couple this with shouting annoying things into your headset like, "You shall not pass," and you can almost smell the white-hot volcanic fury of your squad coming through the Wi-Fi. At Lady Day Homestead on Twitter commented that she likes to take the heavy ammo and then jump off the edge with it, to which I say bravo, that is some AAA jerkage.
Being a jerk to real people can be quite tiring though, can't it? I mean, there's always the potential they could be a jerk back, and no one wants that. Which is why sometimes you've just got to cause chaos to some people who can't do anything about it. NPCs.
We're playing Just Cause 3 in the office at the moment, lots and lots and lots. As with most open world games, we haven't really been making any significant progress because the majority of our time is spent mucking about with things like helicopters and wingsuits and being an insufferable a-hole to perfectly innocent people. Take this family enjoying a nice camping trip, for example. They're not doing anything wrong, they're not attacking us, we don't even get any experience for doing this, but we've got to use these boost mines somewhere, and that tent looks really inviting, so...
Look at it go! I bet his wallet was in there. He'll have to cancel all his credit cards now.
Imagining scenarios like this is what makes being a jerk in games even more fun. Yes, his wallet is definitely in there, and his phone, and his car keys too, and his walking boots, and everything else important that he needs to avoid being stranded on the side of that mountain forever. Dave went one further by imagining there was a man inside this portaloo that he grappled and subsequently sent spinning into oblivion. Let's hope he wasn't doing a number 2 in there.
Those mines, though, I mean, they're quite versatile. They stick to anything. Tents, buildings, cows.
And we move on to number 4, being a horrible jerk to video game wildlife just to see what happens. Turns out when you attach a boost mine to a cow in Just Cause 3 and launch it, it does this.
What, you think I should turn to the camera and say a silly pun there? Like, how amusing? Well, it's too late now, isn't it? In fact, this entire interaction has killed the pacing of this whole segment. You're a waste of space, you really are.
Speaking of animals, it also turns out if you shoot a bunch of seagulls in Metal Gear Solid 2, hello Dave, Rose eventually calls you up on the codec, has a big old moan, breaks up with Raiden, and then refuses to save your game for a while.
Clearly, she's never tried eating a pasty on a Cornish beach, otherwise she'd be all for a healthy seagull cull.
Our 5th entry sort of carries on with the animal theme, if you can call those bloody squeaking cat balloon things known as Moogles from Final Fantasy animals, and happens in Final Fantasy IX, which is my favourite Final Fantasy game, specifically because you can be a raging jerk to the save Moogle. My god, they've had it coming. In Final Fantasy IX, Moogles act as save points throughout the world, and brilliantly, when you're on the world map, you can call your very own save Moogle, and he has to come to you wherever you are, be it in the scorching desert, the snow-swept northern lands, or halfway up a mountain fighting dragons.
Keep calling him and sending him away without saving the game, and he starts to get really, really annoyed, to the point where he literally implies he's going to stab you if you call him again. So naturally, the only thing you can do is keep calling him.
Again, if you use your imagination, being a jerk to the save Moogle is even more fun. I like to imagine all the things he's just settled down to do before I blow my magic flute of come here now.
Just sitting down for tea, about to get in the bath. He has to come every time.
You know when you play a game with someone and they've never played it before and are only having a go to be polite, like when your gran comes round and says, "Oh, go on then to a game of Pez." It can go one of 2 ways, can't it? You can be nice and deliberately be a bit rubbish and make it a fair game, or
you can be a jerk and score a goal with the keeper.
Robert, how do I tackle? Robert, you haven't told me what the tackle button is. Robert, how do I? No, you can't. Robert, this isn't funny. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes, with the keeper.
Well, I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Did.
You can massage my feet while I watch Emmerdale later.
Our final entry this week brings us full circle. Yes, we're back to murdering innocents, and this time it's in Fallout 4. We're sure many of you are aware of this trick. There's even a trophy for doing it. What you have to do is sneak up on an unsuspecting victim, raiders are my favourite, pickpocket them, and then place a live grenade in their inventory. Then you have to quickly run away and watch as they explode over the wall like a popped wart on a bathroom mirror.
Such a horrible, horrible thing to do, but it's not my fault. If Bethesda hadn't told me I could do it by putting it in a trophy, I'd never have even thought of it. Instead, I'd have just gone around shotgunning everyone in the face with the bloody mess perk activated.
Which I did anyway. So there you go, 7 times we've been a total jerk in video games and aren't even sorry. Let us know in the comments what naughty behaviour you like to get up to in games. Maybe you have fun with invaders in Dark Souls, that's another good one. Gain back some positive karma by liking this video, download the PS4 Access app and watch it in your living room, and subscribe for more like this every Friday. Thanks for watching.